It's time for Media Watch with the lovely Emma James. Hello, Emma.
Hi.
You have been taking a look at reactions to a video that was posted on social media, which shows just quite how horrific harassment is here on the streets of France.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of us knew it already, but certainly this has laid the problem bare to the entire world. Of course, since the Me Too movement began, the issue of harassment as a whole has been very much under the spotlight. But this latest video, which was posted on social media, really shows how these street encounters can escalate very quickly. Now, the victim, Marie Laguerre, posted it on Twitter and on YouTube, saying that, and she points out that this happened in the middle of the street, in the middle of the day, in front of dozens of witnesses, and you do have to wonder what would have happened had this been at night, even more terrifying. We do have the video to show you. It does all unfold very, very quickly indeed. The images show that she was walking past a cafe in the 19th arrondissement of Paris. Hopefully we've got those images to show you. There we go. She walks past him, he grunts at her, makes sexual noises. She says, ta gueule, which basically means shut your mouth. She didn't expect him to hear it, but he did. He then flings an ashtray at her. She comes back to remonstrate with him. Rather a brave, possibly silly move, but she did, and that is the result. She gets struck very forcibly, and he goes to walk away. Various men walk up to him to try to speak to him about what happened, and most of the women just look very, very startled and shocked at what they have just witnessed. Now, when she posted this on YouTube, she included a long message in which she said, "This happens every day, everywhere, and I don't know a single woman who doesn't have a similar story. I am sick of feeling unsafe walking in the street," and that is a lot of the reason why she's gone public with this video. Now, The Local is among those reporting on this one. They say that this video has left France shocked. Now, I'm not so sure that it really has, to be honest. Le Parisien's headline says that this is a video that will open your eyes. And perhaps this is an idea that France tends to say that what's wrong with a bit of flirting? What's wrong with a bit of flattery? If somebody wolf whistles, you should just smile and say, hey, it's okay. But a lot of women certainly have been taking to social media to say those people who say that there's nothing wrong in it, they really need to look at the threat that is behind these kind of comments. This woman saying that harassment has less to do with attraction and much more with the desire to dominate women. This Twitter user saying that her way of dealing with this kind of problem is that she constantly walks around with her headphones on. She says it's not for everyone, it's not going to change the world, but that's how she deals with the fact that this is a constant reality for her. Some men have also spoken out in defence of women on this front, saying the first solution is self-defense. Other men, though, have a very different view, like this one, saying that this woman was an idiot in her bright red dress, bright red short dress, no less.
Disgusting.
Absolutely, and that she shouldn't have gone back to preach to him to defend her female rights. And he actually believes that this is a fake video, which it is not. It was given to her security television footage from the cafe outside which it happened. This man has a very different take on it altogether, saying that harassment is not about beauty or a short skirt or youth. It is a question of education and a lack of respect. And he says that now that harassment is becoming a crime, then basically that fear is going to change camps. It's not going to be women who are afraid, it is the men. Because, of course, it's not quite a crime yet, but the law here is changing in France. As of autumn, we will see on-the-spot fines for sexual harassment. Can be as little as €90, going up considerably. There's a graphic from Le Parisien which paints it all out. Up to €3,000. And also the crime of upskirting, taking photographs up somebody's skirt, that actually carries a fine of €15,000 and could actually give you a year imprisonment as well. It will be interesting to see how those things can be enforced, though, and that is one of the big questions, whether or not France can actually identify these things as they happen, issue the fines, and whether it will make any difference. Of course, repeat offenders will be fined more heavily. But here in France, there is a slightly different attitude to a lot of this, as I mentioned before. And of course, Catherine Deneuve, back in January, you may remember in the wake of Me Too, she and 99 other women very prominent French women, wrote a letter saying that Me Too was the enemy of sexual freedom and that we all had to have the freedom to flirt and that there was nothing wrong in it. This woman pointing out, how many times have I been speechless after street harassment in Paris? Is this what Catherine Deneuve and the other 99 women were defending?
I think these laws couldn't have come sooner, frankly, in a country where they really try and brush these major issues under the carpet.
Very much so.
Now, a different kind of video has been a much viral, positive sensation
Yes.
this weekend. Millions of people have seen it. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yes, it is a video that if you've been on social media this weekend, you probably can't have missed it. Time magazine says dog steals GoPro to create the best chase scene ever. It's probably best if I let the images speak for themselves. Take a look at the video. We don't have any sound on it. It is just the animal himself having grabbed the GoPro, goes off on a run. Lots of people saying their favourite bits are the ears flapping and the eyes darting. Now, some have been a little bit uncharitable, saying this is a setup because it does appear to be attached to a ping pong bat. But the owner of the dog has admitted that, yes, that is what happened. And they never actually tried to claim that the dog stole it, which is what caused so much amusement online. But whatever the reality of this, the little tale of this dog going off for a sprint and trying to keep out of the grasp of other dogs and his owner certainly seems to have delighted many, many people out there.
I really enjoyed that. I'm a dog lover. Thank you very much for that, Emma.